Evening, everyone. I hope my voice is clear. You can- Okay. So, quick recap of our last class. Last class, we have discussed on the local setup, right? We have discussed on the local setup, like downloading the VS Code and other things like Git Bash and required accounts we have been created. So, if anyone not created, just please create. And from now onwards, you should must install VS Code or Git Bash, and that is a starting point for us to do anything. Okay, just please set up your system, your laptop, and if you all install, just please follow me now. Okay, so before that, let's get understand about the Git, because it is our starting point and we will move with the Git only first, because everything we're gonna keep in the Git only. Let's say there are some terminologies, let's understand those terminologies. This is my GitHub. Okay, so this is my GitHub. Here we're going to call repo. Okay, repo is nothing but a folder. A repo is nothing but a folder, but there is a difference. There is a difference. In your Windows system or a Mac system, when you're creating the folder, you can only see the files here. Okay, you can see the files here, but similar different files you cannot be isolated. Let's say you created number one file and you wanted to create number two file and you wanted to isolate them, the changes. You cannot do that, but that you can do in the repository. Okay, so you can think like it is a folder only, but it is in the Git. Git is having some capabilities and good advantages, which is we can do kind of this isolations with branching strategies. Similar, the same folder only. So repository, in short term, we call it as repo. Okay. So this is our repository, right? So whenever you create any repository, you will be getting one .readme file. The .readme file, uh, readme file is nothing but here you will be mentioning all the things. So how to operate this repository or any steps that you need to follow for whenever you're handling this repository. Okay, all these things you're gonna place in the readme file, readme file.md. Okay, markdown. So here you're going to keep all these things. So that is mandatory. Any repository you take, you'll be able to see this thing. This is a very basic. Okay, and I have my laptop. So let's say I have my laptop. So inside my laptop, I already installed Git Bash. Git Bash I have already installed. And here is the thing. So we are going to do some commands. Okay, some commands. I wanted to clone this repository. I wanted to download this repository into my laptop. So we're gonna call it as git clone. Git clone. Okay. This clone is going to your repository, the original repository, it is going to download into your local system. Okay, then here you can call it as local repo. Local repo. Okay, so this is git clone. Git clone. And then next, what you will be doing, so you will be entering into this workspace. So whatever the repository you have downloaded, you're getting into the folder. Okay, you're getting into this folder. So that is the second thing. Once you download into your laptop, okay, and then and then you will be working on your things. Let's say you're working on your files, your code files. You have Python files, okay, Java files, whatever. You work on the code files, okay. You do some code changes and all. Once you have added all these changes and you wanted to move into the staging area or index area, staging area or index area, stage area or index area, okay. So what does this means, so when you are working on your code, okay, when you're working on your code, if you stop your laptop and restart it, you may lose your changes. You may lose your changes, but now in the latest Windows system, you're not actually, but previously that is was the case. You may lose your changes if you're stopping the processes, like your terminal and your git thing, and you restarted and something got updated. Your laptop may be something happen and you again gain back to the same stage. So you won't find the similar whatever the left changes in the last window you have left, okay, those will be you're not able to see them. So to avoid that problem, so you can make them as a stage or index. So this is the one use case. Second use case is you are doing a multiple files. Let's say you are doing 10 files changes, okay, or when you are working on, when you are doing npm install and all, so some of the files, all the packages will be downloaded into your system, and when you wanted to commit only 5 files out of 10, you wanted only 5 files is a valid files that you did a valid changes, okay, you wanted to ignore this other 5 files, only these things only you wanted to consider, so you can only move these 5 files to the staging or index area, staging or index area, and then you can focus later other files. So whenever you see the status, you can able to see that, oh, who are all in the working space and who are all in the index area. So it will be a very clear vision to you that which are all the files you are working and which are all the files you already finalized the changes. You're not committed, but on a temporary base, you finalize the changes. So always it is going to show you in a green color, and this is going to show you on a red color. Okay, this is going to be shown on a red color. This is a green color. So to get into this, we can use git add dot or star or any file names that you wanted to move to this area. Okay, I'm fine with my index thing. Or you wanted to revert back, you can revert back also. You wanted to revert back, you can revert back also. And then you have commit. Then you have commit. So here, once you move this all files, then you can move it to the commit. Okay, commit means you are saving permanently. Git commit hyphen m and double quotation. You are giving any a message. Okay, so since you are working in the git, when you mention git only, git will understand that this user is talking with me. Otherwise, so git won't understand your linux commands. If you say in a linux way to do this all, it won't. You should always keep this git. So git commit hyphen m is a message, and then you are passing a message. So with this message, you are actually doing this 5 file changes as a permanent save in your repository. So once this is done, then it will create one commit ID. You're doing commit, right? For this, it will create one commit ID. It's a unique commit ID. So we're gonna track this one actually. So with this only we can able to track who done changes in the repository, at what time they have done changes, and what are all the changes they have done in a specific files. Okay, with one single commit ID we can able to find, and this is visible to everyone in the organization on the GitHub repository. So this is commit ID. Okay, it will create the commit. You can see multiple commits also. Okay, and then once you have committed, you're all good to go. Then you're gonna push the changes into your remote repository. So git push, that's it. You can use git push only, or you are using any feature branches and all. We will discuss all those things. You can give some other command like -u origin like that, or you can give git push origin main. Then it will push back all the changes from here to here. So this is called git workflow. This is called git workflow, and mostly in the interviews they're gonna ask, and this is a very basic. Okay, so with git status, you can with git status you can see whether you are in the workspace or whether you are in the index area. Okay, with git status is a command that you can see where you are, what is your place, you are in a workspace area or you are in a this area. Okay, it is same with GitLab as well, the same with your Bitbucket as well. Okay, you might use Azure repos, you might use Bitbucket, you might use GitHub, you might use GitLab. It's same, it is same. Okay, this functionality and the workflow is same. Okay, if you go to your GitHub account, so here click on the repositories. Here you have the repositories. Okay, so this is the repository yesterday we have created. This is the repository yesterday we have created. And if you see here, so it is going to always your username here and slash this one. In GitLab it is going to change. In GitLab this hierarchy is change. Okay, at your Bitbucket also this path will be changed, but at GitHub is a very simple UI and a very simple to understand. Okay, so git clone versus git pull, what is the difference? Git clone is going to download your original files and everything into your local. It's a kind of original duplication. Git pull is gonna only pull the changes of latest it found on the drift. Okay, let's say you have updated here. I'll come to that point. Let's say you have updated here 1 2 3 and your local repo is only having 1 2 and you wanted to pull this 3 here. So what you will do, you will do git fetch. Then that time this change will be downloads here, but it will never merge. When you say git pull, it will also pull and it will do merge into your branch. So that is the difference. We will see practically. Okay, here you can see this is the code issues in some startup based companies or in very normal based some good companies also. They will use this option issues of raising the issues itself inside the repository. Okay, so we can create issues here. So this is at the development mode, so developers may use this raising issues and then they will assign here to the people and they will add the labels and projects and all, so that it will be very clear visibility for the development. And pull request, we know that we will discuss this when we come to the branching part. And actions is nothing but it is the CI/CD. It is CI/CD. So we don't need any Jenkins, we don't need any Circle CI, Team City, or we don't need any Travis CI, other things. So GitHub is providing you GitHub Actions as an option of running CI/CD. Okay, CI/CD. So we will come to this point, and this is important. This is important. Our pipelines are going to build by using GitHub Actions. And coming to the projects, it's up to you. You want to create a project here, and then you can use it like your uh, normal classic Jira board kind of thing. Okay, here you can see how you wanna use it. Similar like your Jira, a Trello board. Okay, for project management. So if you click on this, so it will be giving you like this. You can open issues and then you can assign, and developers can comment. So these many features GitHub is giving. It's up to you if you're using, and you'll get charged on your GitHub Enterprise account. And if I come back again, and wiki, so it is repository documents. In every company there will be a wiki pages will be created. So this is very informative pages. Okay, so any training or information or any new updates, all these things you can post it in the wiki docs here, and we can attach here. Coming to security, so we can write policies for this repository, and we can also set up this secret scanning, code scanning, and dependent bot. We'll use this dependent bot and this also. If you are on a banking projects, or if you are on insurance projects, or if you are on a very sensitive information projects, okay, like payment gateways and bank and insurances, the financial sites and pharma, medical, so they are very sensitive, right? Those repositories. So every repository they'll be having this policies in the security. So here dependent bot is going to run this bot automatically on your repository, and it will identify vulnerabilities on your code level. If you are using any outdated package, it will immediately create a PR for it. Your code scanning also, it's kind of going to do a smell on it and it will raise an issue. Your secret scanning also, if you are unknowingly putting any secret information and where the GitHub is not tracking, and this secret scanning is going to track that, and it will immediately raise an issue. Okay, means it will bring to our visibility. So these are the options that you can set on this, and you can set this reporting policies and advisors. So advisors are nothing but, again, if you wanted to, if you are doing any non-standard things, non-standard code commits, non-standard movements over the repository, so your repository going to advise you that. So this is how you can fix it. Okay, and these options may available only at your enterprise level. If you wanted to create here in the free tier also, it won't give you a good performance, but we can try it out. So Rajkumar Ramsam is used for automate developers push any code into GitHub repo. Automatically it will trigger based on the rules and actions build and yes. So basically there's a trigger mechanism in the GitHub actions. It will trigger automatically based on your whatever you say that. Okay, event, push or PR like that. And the triggers, or you can also go with a workflow dispatch. That will be a manual trigger. You can trigger it manually. And insights, that is going to give you insights on this repository. So how many contributors, community and all. This is also a kind of important at repository level to see what's going on in the repository. And settings, where you do your repository settings. And we are also going to do a lot of things here. Okay, in your company, what happens? There are multiple settings are needed. So already what happens whenever you create any repository, at organization level, repo level, so there will be a automatic template will be applied to your repository. Let's say when you create any new repository, that should be come up with some readme and some instructions. It will automatically come and apply it you. At organization level also, in an organization you're creating one repository, then the template will be automatically applied to you. Okay, so those kind of configurations can be done by your GitHub admin. Okay, they are the persons they're going to do that. Okay, and so in the settings we have to do a lot of things. If we come each point, general is your repository name, that you can change the repository name once you create it. Yes, it is possible. And template repository, this is what I'm telling. Okay, template repository lets users to generate the new repositories with the same directory structure. Okay, we wanted to apply the similar changes, kind of duplicating the same structure to our new repository. Okay, so you can use this template repository. Okay, and require contributions to sign off a web-based commit. Okay, if you are doing any web-based commit, like yesterday we have opened the VS Code on the GitHub web interface, right? So do you want to block them? Okay, you can go for the require contributions to sign off, like this. And default branch, it's not only the main and master. So there's no much difference between main and master. So the latest one is main and previously it was master. You can also change it to the master as well. It's up to you. And default branch, you can change any branch here. You can keep the develop also as a default branch. You can keep staging also as a default branch, actually, here. So we'll come to that point. So releases, or you wanted to don't want it to be change mutable or immutable. So means mutable means where you can apply some edits. Immutable means you cannot apply some edits. So that's the terminology. So you wanted to enable those, then you can enable. And social preview, we don't need. And then this features, it's up to you whatever you wanted to enable, like pull request and all. So these things you are not going to do, it will be already set up. But if you are going to handle at the senior level and the task is given to you, then it is your responsibility to do this. Okay, again, so this all options we have to come back again, but let's go with the R repository. Let me open my git bash. So terminal, if you set up your terminal like yesterday, git init, it is already initialized. Yesterday I have already downloaded cd mlops. Maybe I'm not in downloads cd test mlops, this one. Okay, what I'll do, I'll going to remove this test mlops and I'm going to do git clone. So https, you can also use ssh. For this we have to set up ssh key. So click on this and go to your terminal and paste this. If you are using two different accounts with the same system, you must set up two different accounts with the ssh keys. Okay, and just hit enter. It will clone cd test mlops ls. You have readme file here. Okay, you have readme file here. If I say git status, nothing I have done, nothing I have done. So I would like to add some test file actually. No, so touch test.py, it's created. If now I go with git status, you can able to see it is in the red color. That means you are in the working area. You are in the working area. And in order to that you wanted to move it to the staging area, you can use git add. Git add dot. When you give dot, all the files you have changed, those files will be going to add. If you give star also, it is same. What if you wanted only specific files, then you can give specific files like this, and then you can give another name, then you can give another name by keeping the spaces. Okay, and then do enter. If you do git status, see, it is giving you in a green color. Green color means index area or staging area. If you don't want this to be staged, you can use git restore hyphen hyphen staged and the file name. It will again go back to your red color. Again go back to your red color. Okay, now I have moved my file into the index area. Now git commit hyphen m. Okay, I would like to give test. So here we can also enforce a policies. You cannot give kind of a commits like this random. We can also keep enforce a policy that you should only follow uh, a specific commit message only. So that is also there in the enterprise levels. At your company, it is not allowed like that. But most of the companies will allow whatever you. It's up to you. It's up to you. Okay. So index area means temporary place. Correct. Yes, it is a temporary place where you can differentiate between on what you are working and what you have already finalized. So we wanted some different distinguishes, right, between two files. Let's say in one file I have done changes, I don't want to touch it. Right now I wanted to focus on other file. So without saving them or committing them. So in that case you can use git add to track them. Yes, track and untrack the files. Okay. Now I'm going to give git commit hyphen m test. What happens here? So it is going to commit in your local repository. That means the change is going to permanent. When you hit enter, it is not taking me because I have not set up my GitHub ID authentication. I just downloaded Git Bash. I cloned because it is public. But so I have to set up this to perform these actions. Okay. So git config hyphen hyphen global user and email. Here you have to provide your email address and as well as your name. If you give it like this and copy that, enable your quotation marks and then close this. So this is the email address that you have used for your GitHub account creation. Okay. And then use the username. Where you can find the username? Where you can find here is your username. This is your username. This is your username. Now, okay. Now do git commit test. It has committed, you can see. Main branch, it has committed one file changed and zero, but nothing we have done in it. So just saying this, okay. And when you see git log, you can able to see how many commits has been done. So this is the initial commit when I run git init, and then we have done two times that trying to do a commit, right? So on Jan 6 and Jan 7 yesterday and today. So this is committed. Okay, the change was committed. I would like to push it. I would like to push it. So here I don't have any test.py file. If I push, it automatically come here. Okay, git push. it will push. You don't need to mention any origin, main, or these things. It will push automatically. Okay. Then it is going to ask me this browser authentication if you are doing in the first. Okay. So sign in with your browser. Yes. Sign in, and it will going to direct you to your browser, and then you can open your terminal. See, it got pushed. It got pushed. If I come back here and if I do refresh, I'll be able to see test.py file. I'll be able to see test.py file. Here you can see. Okay, cool. And I would like to understand in more terminal based git fetch, get pull things. Okay, I would like to do edit of this file. So click on this and edit and add something. Uh, Testing lines. Okay, just adding random things. Okay, you have to click on commit, and then you have to give a name. Okay, a message name. If not, then automatically Copilot will give it here. You can add any extended description here and commit directly to this branch, or you wanted to create a new branch. Click always this main branch only. Commit to your current branch. I have done some commit here, right? But this one not present at my local. This one not present at my local. So what happens in your organization when developers, DevOps, MLOps, many people testers, or your Gen AI developers, everyone is there. Okay, you will be here and they are here. So some team is there. So everyone clone this actually. Everyone clone this actually. This guy also will clone, this guy also, and you also clone. And you are working on some use case, and they are working on some use case, and they are working on some use case. So you have done your changes on Friday, but you forgot to push them on the Monday. And these people have already done their changes and they have pushed to this repository on itself Friday or Monday morning. And you came on Monday and you just logged in, you're thinking that, okay, good, I have done already some changes on Friday, so I'm good to push them. You're trying to run a command git push, but your repository will reject you. It will reject you actually. Why it will reject you? Because you are not up to date. You are not up to date. So this is very sensitive when you are working on your machine learning things. Very sensitive thing. A minute changes people will do. This is not merge conflict CSK. So a minute small lines also they will do changes. So you'll be not having. Okay, you'll be not having. So what happens? You are trying to push something, and this is having something, and then it will reject you. So in that case, what you will be doing? You will be performing two actions. One is git fetch, and another one is git pull. Git fetch, git pull, git pull. Okay. So what this git fetch will do? When you are running git fetch will go check it out. Okay, there is something, this guy was merged here. Understand? Then it will download here, but it will never reflect at your repository. When you say git pull, it will perform this action also. It will go and it will pull and it will show at your repository. And then you can run git push command. So these changes will be again push here. So this is standard practice that we have to do. So what happens if you are using any this .NET developers? They have their own IDEs. They're most comfortable with those IDEs, and most of the developers they're most comfortable with IntelliJ and VS Code. Okay, they never come to the terminal. But anytime any errors happen, if it is rejecting or creating any problem, if you open terminal and run the commands, you'll be able to see easily. So why we need to do git fetch if a git pull do both operations, fetching and plus merging? Good question, Abhishek. So you're not sure. Example, when you run git pull, it will directly pull it and put it at your repository. But you have done very concise changes, and you are very concerned about your changes that you don't want to ruin it. It might be a small changes, big changes, whatever. You have spent a 2 days of time on it, a 3 days of time on it, and you have run local testing, everything, and okay, done, perfect. And it is the right time to push. So somebody from other team they have done, and those changes can may break your functionality. You're not sure. You're not sure, right? So in that case, what happens? If you run pull, it will directly pull them and put it here. Your functionality may get break. So instead that you wanted to take some confirmation whether the changes happen in the same file and different file. If it is happen, where does these things happen? What is the information of them? So you can check them and then you can do a git pull. When you do git fetch, fine. So then you can do a git pull. So it's a kind of a safe practice, a best practice, in a safer way. Instead you uh, pulling, you don't know but you're pulling this. You're thinking like that. Hey, already this guy is might raised already PR, and that will be approved by the two reviewers, and then only it will the guy pushed into the main, and you are the main senior developer and you have an access to directly push into the main. But okay, it is came like this, it is fine, then it is perfect code, you can believe at that time. But in some companies they only use trunk based branching strategy, so everyone works on the main. So there is a strategy called trunk based strategy also. Everyone will work only feature and main or directly on the main. Every day they do direct push into the main only, main branch. So that is a problematic. So you cannot trust them. So that is a problem. Okay, that is a problem. So that is the difference that we wanted to run. Git Git itself will recommend you first do git fetch and then go for git pull. Okay, here I have some change I've done in the remote repository automatically. Okay, so I wanted to do it automatically. So I have some changes in my local and I forgot to do git pull. Okay, and in morning then I need to revert my changes. Then uh, sorry, I was trying to understand your question. In my local I forgot to do git pull in morning. Okay, then do I need to revert my changes then do a git pull? No need. You should not to do any revert changes. You can be on the same stage and then you can do git pull and push it. That's it. If while you're pulling, if your change and your another developer change is at the same file, is in the same file, then that time a merge conflict will be happen. When merge conflict will happen, you have to open the file and you have to see header and your Taylor branch. Then you have to fix one commit, and then you have to save the file and do git push. Okay, so let's say git fetch. When I do git fetch, see it is what it is telling, remote object 5, and there is something, and this information, what happened, it is telling you that there is something happen at the remote repository, but I will not merge. This is the information, so immediately you can go and check it over there. If I see ls, if I do cat test, is it showing anything to me? No. But I done git fetch, is it showing anything to me? No, nothing. When I do git pull, when I do git pull, it will pull the information. You can see the plus. If I run cat test, so cat means you can able to see the content of the file in the Linux. Okay, means whatever the uh, lines I have added in the file, you can see with the cat command. See, testing lines came automatically here. So you are balancing now. If you do any changes, if you do git status also, will it going to take it as a red color? No. You are balancing remote and local, both of them. So this is a basic workflow that we should know. And if I do with same with my VS Code, see, when I run git pull, it automatically came here. So I have opened VS Code here. I'll open terminal also here. In VS Code, you are here and you would like to add one more line. VS Code hyphen test. VS Code hyphen test. And automatically when you do this, you have to save Control S. Otherwise file and save. When you save, here you can see here one number will be coming upon. How many changes you will be going to do in the files, then here one number will become. To save, and here if you click on, automatically it will show you that, and then you can do a commit here. Let it do. Then do a commit, some message, test 2, not even saved. That is commit ID. No, this is the commit things it will show in your local. Okay, close it and open. Test hyphen 2. Then commit. I just let me open new VS Code window. Yes. And this status. It is not activating the extension. Don't know. It is troubling to me. Uh, Here you can push it. Hit add dot and hit status. Hit commit -m test2. In terminal, you have to type all these commands. But in this VS Code, you just click on this and do and just hit enter. It automatically push them. Git push. It automatically push the changes. And okay, I think might not be updated. Okay, time. Problem. Scanning is not loading. Uh, length. Okay, it's still scanning. Let it be. Well, I'll fix it up. So now we have understand about the Git workflow. Okay. Anyone having any questions as of now? Sheikh, for you it is automatically updating GitHub from local VS Code. Yes, it will. When you do some commit ID, it will ask you to sync. If you do sync, it will push. But just please be careful. So you should. There is an option called plus. So when you click on file plus, then it will be added into the staging area. Then you can do commit. Okay. Otherwise, you are very sure with your changes. Then sync and commit and sync. It will ask you in a single operation, commit and sync. Then it will push automatically to you or remote repository. Okay, so that is the case, and it is same with every IDE. So how to go previous commit and delete the last commit. So if you are on the terminal, let's say here, if I do git log, here you can see all the commits, right? And what you can do, you wanted to change, or you wanted to revert back, or you wanted to go for the previous commit. So there is a commit called git log hyphen hyphen online. What this online will tell you, if when you are on the, you wanted to inspect your old code. Okay, now it is not just one line, not online, one line. Here you can see you wanted to inspect how many other things are done, and you can copy which one you wanted to go. This is Jan 6 I have done, this is Jan 7th I have done, right? So I would like to copy this. This is the previous, this is yesterday. Okay, I wanted to check out to that one. I wanted to check out to that one. Simple. How you are changing your branch? Git checkout, and give the code. Okay. The local changes to be following file would be overwritten by the checkout test py, and please commit your changes. If you run git status, you are again back to here. If you do test.py, it is there, and then do commit -m, then test, sorry. Now when you run checkout, there's an error actually here. I've not seen. Local changes of the following files would be overwritten by the checkout test py. Please commit. Okay, now I have done commit already. Let me do, so also do git add. I guess it is already came back to that, and let me do git add. Let me do git commit -m test -3 and git status. So nothing having. Okay, git log one line. When you say this, I would like to go to this one. Okay, or you can give git log. You will be understanding with which ID is it. And the John 6 is, this is the one. You can copy how many numbers you wanted to copy. Okay, and then git checkout, and then paste this one commit ID. Okay, so what this will do, it will go into detach your head mode, and then it will back to your thing. So here it is telling that switching to your this commit, you are detached to the head, and you can look around and you can make an experimental things and on it. And if you wanted to create a new branch, then you can create and switch to your new branch. Okay, now if you test py, file is not there, you can see file is not there, because after created the file I have done other commits. Now I back to the yesterday commit. In that case, I should not have the file proved. Okay, so this is how you can go to the previous. But if it is your really um, uh, if you really wanted to do that after your changes, It will be not recommended in the single, or you can create other feature branch and then you can try it out. Then if you don't, it will be not good if you do come continuously like this. It will mess up and you'll be confused with a lot of changes when you're working on. If you are very good, confident enough on these commands, go for it. Clear? Cool. And if you want to reset also, you can do soft reset and hard reset, but that is not the thing. So you wanted to remove the latest commit and you wanted to go back, you wanted to change the staged. You can use git reset hyphen head also, or you can use git reset also to untrack the files. Okay. And yeah, these are some advanced things. We will see these advanced commands after we have done some good understanding on the git based things. Okay. Git checkout is switch branch. Yes, it works. Git checkout also works. Git switch hyphen b branch name also works. Git hyphen b and checkout, it will automatically create the new branch and it will check out into the branch. So there are some advanced commands are there in the Git. It is not like how many advanced commands we know. It is like we should be confident on what functionality it is going on there and are we in the right track or not. Because we think some command that is an advanced command, I wanted to use it, but that functionality may be different according to your case. So in that case, you will lose something. Okay, it will create some impact if it is not fit into for your situation. So it's better like we should think for our scenario what commands we wanted to use, which is you have very confident and you know them. Okay, advanced commands we can practice. Advanced commands is okay. When you are regularly using advanced commands, then you can go for it. You can configure many aliases and do a small commands with aliases, and then you can push them into your terminals. So that is the one thing. And in companies, you'll be having the branching strategies, right? So this is the workflow. We are okay, but we will move to the branching strategies. So this is very important. What branching strategy that your company will follow? In interviews, you will get it. These questions. Example: if I take any tree, if I take any tree here, okay. So this is a tree. So here, this is the main one, right? So this is the main one, okay. This is the main thing, and these are all the branches. And these are in that you have sub branches, okay. So this is a branch and you have sub branch here, okay. These are all branches, the same concept in git also. So when you're creating a repository, so this is a main repository where you can see the names called main and master. There is no difference, this is only names, okay. The latest is now every GitHub providers are telling that main only. You can, if you're comfortable with the master, you can go for the master also. So main, okay, main branch where your final production changes will be here. Your final production changes will be here. This is main, okay. And with that, there's a branch created. So this will be a develop branch, okay. Then in that there are another branch created, sub branch. So that is the feature branch. That is the feature branch. So why we need this strategy? So you are working on different cross-functional teams, distributed systems. So even Git itself is a distributed version control system. That is the beauty of the Git, to avoid uh, the mess of the code, and also creating an isolation between the developments, okay, with the developer. So every developer can create their own changes in an isolation environment. So that is what the branches is. So in the Git also, the same strategy will be applied like this. If I have main, so this is my repository. This is my repository. Inside this repository only, this is my repository. Inside this repository only you will have main. So this is separate one. Single folder only. This is a main branch. You have files here. And with main branch, you will create a develop branch again. You will create a develop branch. Okay. So develop branch, it is going to again pull the same files whatever you have on the main. And from this develop, it is your wish, you want to create it from the main or you want to create it from the develop. Okay. This is a feature. Okay. Feature branch slash something. Okay. Any name you can give. Test. This is how you will be creating. This is how you will be creating the branches in the single repository. This is how you will be creating the branches, the single repository. So always feature branch is developer latest branch, because developer always do latest changes in the feature. You might be any engineer, it's your latest branch. You are going to do your changes on the feature branch. You're working on uh, anything, like you got some changes that you wanted to apply, the Python scripts for your pipeline changes, model trainings, or some drift apt and drift pipelines that you wanted to change something, you have to immediately create one feature branch. And you should have the environment of develop and all. Yes, in some companies there are 3 4 different types of strategies. Okay, let me tell you that. One is trunk banking strategy. What is this will do? Only single main branch, everyone will clone and everyone will do merges. In a day there will be many merges to the main branch. There is no feature, there is no develop staging like that. Okay, this is the one strategy. Second strategy is second strategy is you'll be using this one, main and feature. So directly main and feature. So there will be multiple features, okay, feature branches. If you have 10 developers, 10 developers will create a 10 feature branches and they will merge. Okay. And in between you will include develop branch. What happens here? You will create a feature branch from the develop branch or a main branch. You will create a feature branch from the develop branch or a main branch and you will do your changes. Then you will raise a PR to develop. You will raise a PR to develop. And once you changes moved here, you're okay. These changes will be deploying into the dev environment. However, you can also do with the feature environment also, the feature branch. You can deploy in a dev environment. Up to you how your strategy is built in the company. Okay. And then this dev to main, the PR will be raised again. So when it is raised and this is going to production, if you are following release branch, it's fine, or a release, it's fine. If not, you can directly go with the main. So this is a one strategy. And another strategy is each environment, each branch. Let's say in your company, you might be having dev environment. You have stage environment, and you have UAT environment, and you have shadow environment, or pre-prod, or you have sandbox environment, something like, or this is a prod, or you might be having performance testing environment, perf. So these many environments you have. So when you have these many environments, always your branches is like this. Your main is for production. Your main is for production. Okay. Sometimes your main is gonna be a backup also. Backup, because you will create a one release branch and you do release again. Okay. So main will be always a backup. However, when you do release also, release will create automatically two files, zip file and tar file, as a backup of your code. But still you can maintain some other backup with the main, and you can project uh, other branch as to the production as a final change. So you can create a branch, another branch here, stage, UAT, stage, UAT, and dev, like this. So when change come to the dev feature, you will be deploying into the dev environment, and stage will stay deploying into stage environment. UAT, you will deploying into UAT and performance, and then you will promote this only. You'll be promoting like this again to this one pre-prod, and then the prod with the main. So you'll be going to promote UAT, because you will be writing all user acceptance testing things, where this is going to called right shift testing. Right shift testing. There's a left shift testing and right shift testing. So at the UAT environment, you call right shift testing, acceptance criteria. Okay. You For development, you might be having also uh, this environment. People are used to call SAT environment, SIT environment, SIT environment, like this. It's up to you, whatever the name you keep it. So if you have this environments, your branches also you will be create like that. This is also a case. But when you are a user, you cannot push all the changes directly to UAT. This is blocked. You have to always push the changes from your feature branch to the dev, from the dev to stage, from the stage to UAT, and this UAT will be promoted to your production from your pre-prod or prod, from the pre-prod or shadow. This is how the structure will be designed at your environments. And according to this environment, all the pipelines will be configured in between. So these are all the pipelines. These pipelines will be configured in between. So this is to the environments. So for our ML side, we won't be having these many. If the branch forking the same, fork is a different case again. Fork is, if you go here, I have an option called fork. Okay, fork, this option. What this fork will be doing, two cases. You are on a two accounts. Okay, you are this is my account and this is your account. Okay, you have your repository in your account, and I have repository in my account, my also. Okay, I wanted to take this repository into my account. If your account is public, then it is very easy to fork. It will duplicate into my account directly, no git commands and nothing. It automatically comes. Okay, and whenever you are creating your GitHub account, you will be always creating your company mail ID. You should not create on your own mail ID. Okay, the personal. You'll be creating on company mail ID. Then your account will be created. So your account will be added into an organization of company account. company account. So here under the organization there is a repository, and since you are with the company's secured account only, you can fork it into your account. When you forked here, you will be doing all the changes, and similar way you will raise the PR like how you are raising the PR between the branches. So in that time what happens, the name here will be changing. So here company name, organization name and repository, and then it will also show similar way from which account, from which repository are changing, changes are proposing to this account, then it can be merged, then it can be merged. So that is how this fork thing work between the accounts. Fork will only come at between the accounts. Now we are discussing inside the single account with the user permissions, because my user is having all the permission here to perform these actions. Okay, so this is mostly enabled over the um, contract employees mostly, or normally also it will enable the things. Cool. This is a branching strategy use case. Okay, this is the branching strategy use case. We have to create these branches, and there is one more type. Okay, I know that at environment side and also this side also I have same similar name. It's up to you, you follow or not follow. And you have main branch, you have main, and you have develop, and you have feature. Okay, and there is another branch called release and hotfix and bug fix. Hotfix and bug fix. Hotfix and bug fix. Okay, two branches and the release branch. So release. Okay, so this release you will be apply with a tag, git tag. Okay, what is the branch strategy approach for production fixes? Hotfix. What happens? Your code has been released at the production side here. The code has been released at the production side. Yeah. Okay. So your code was went into the production. Okay, with a specific tag and all. So this tag will be a unique, and this is the track you can apply on your code. So companies will apply this format and a different thing. Somewhere will people will keep a build number, month, year, day. Some people will keep a model number like this. It's up to them whatever the format they will follow. So they'll follow one format and they will do a release. Then it will be going to deploy into your production. So something happen. So when something happen at the production level, so some breakings, then you will immediately create an hotfix branch from the main. You will do testing and all, and then what you will do, it's you will going to deploy into your UAT environment or somewhere, and you'll run a quick kind of a test, and then it is okay, and then immediately you will merge back and you'll deploy into this here. So when you merge back here, the version will be going to change again. Or here team is there, and they found something, a bug is there, so they will create where bug can be worked on 2 3 days or 2 days, but hotfix is not like that. Hotfix has to be worked in a 1 or 2 3 hours, but bug fix can be worked in 1 or 2 days also. Bug is something bug, you have to fix it. So you can create a bug test, and then you can follow the same strategy like this. Okay. Okay, so this is how these strategies will work at the production level, and we will see all these approaches with our git branch practicals. Git branch practicals. uh, I have to attend an important call now, so I'll be concluding class for today uh, at 9:22 now. We'll connect tomorrow at the same time and we'll start this Git branching. Okay, so I have to just attend an important call. Well, any questions as of now? Any doubts? Either it is an hotfix or bug fix, it should go from a main to cat to prod, correct? UAT. Yes, you have to get it to the UAT so that you will have a clarity, right? So you cannot blindly uh, you will be pushing into the production. So, but there are some questions raised. What happening at UAT? Okay, does it not identified at the UAT environment? Does it not identified at the environment? Okay, performance environment. How you are not track this incident or this breakage happen after deploying into the production? There are a lot of questions arise. So always this UAT should be the perfect, and then we will merge it. So there are some cases in the main, everything will be fine, but because of the environment side, also because of the third party integrations that you have done, because of them also it will be affected. So it is not you're only going to create a hotfix. For them you don't need a hotfix. That would be the some infrastructure changes. That would be the some network or platform changes. So if there issue UAT, it is not like that. It is not UAT people has not worked on it, but the question raised to them, why it is not identified at your environment. If there are parallel releases are happening, how can consider the hotfix branch strategy without affecting other releases? If you are doing a parallel deployment, parallel releases, so however you will run some smoke test, right? You will run some smoke test. Smoke test is something once you are deployed, it will run some smoke test. Okay, so with the smoke test, you can easily able to catch it that may gonna it is effective or not. We will get a clarity of insights with that. So a specific to that, you can create an hotfix immediately. Otherwise, it is taking a more time, and you are never able to conclude that, and that day release very important to you. Then do a immediate rollback to the previous version. Okay, immediate roll. But this is at application side, not at the ML side. ML side, it is not like 13 version was worked out and I'll roll back to the 12 version. No, no, not like this. ML side. Because we come up with the 13 because 12 is not performing good only. Again, you roll back into the 12. It will degrade process only, right? Again. So there's a different strategy at the ML side. This is application side. This is application side. Okay. So will you able to sure? You can unmute now.
Yeah, hi Rajinikanth. This is Altaf. So basically, what I'm expecting, as you mentioned, that is application only because models are integrated with the applications, right? Wrapper, fast APIs.
Yeah.
So in that perspective, just to get a clarity about that branching strategy, like hard fix environment, because we are pulling that code from the production branch to the hard fix environment. Okay. After the hard fix, then we are pushing to again main. If you are going to main, then the parallel releases changes will be there, right? So that it will be get conflict, right? So how
Got it.
can we overcome such issues?
Got it. Got it. Got it. So, in that case, see, you have this tag, right? So you have already this tag.
Yeah.
So tag is you can create this tag and this release on this branch also. If your one single main branch is
Mm,
having a dependencies with multiple releases, okay, you
mm,
can create
yeah.
release with 1.3, 1.2, 1.4 like this. Okay. And
Okay.
you can tag this to this branch also, or you can specific to with the other releases.
Okay. Instead of pushing to main branch, we can
Yeah.
have one release branch.
Yes.
In
What you
that, the
can do,
hard
yeah,
fix, whatever the changes happen, we can push to that release branch. From
you
that release branch to, we can push the code to production, right?
you have a release branch of 1.3.
Okay.
Okay, example. Release.
Mm,
So hotfix happen. I won't touch this main. What I'll do, I'll create a hotfix
uh,
from this release.
correct.
Okay, hotfix from this
Correct.
release, and then when I'm done, I'm good. Then okay, I'll again push to the main. Okay, if your main again creating any other releases. Okay, so
Mm,
instead that with this hotfix you can tag it and you can deploy it. Otherwise, after you pushed, okay, there is no dependencies, good, then push it to the main and create a one more release. So it will be never give you any problem.
okay. These are the two ways you're talking about. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. So you can maintain the release versions differently from the same single main, so that no, none of the release is not going to affect. And you wanted to work only specific release to be fixed on the hotfix, then from the specific release,
Mm,
create, get into the checkout into the specific release, and then create a
mm,
hotfix branch
hard
for that
fix.
release
Yeah.
branch, and then do all your changes and deploy it to your UAT and all, and then merge back to the main. Otherwise, you can directly create a tag for it and release it again.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So tag is
Okay. Fine.
not specific to any branch, right? You can create from anywhere.
Right. Right. Okay. Makes sense. Thank you so much.
Cool. So I have to attend. I'm concluding for this today. We'll connect tomorrow at the same time. Thank you very much. Any questions still? Just WhatsApp me now. If you have any questions, I'll be revert you uh, the response. Thank you. Thank you very much.